I'm very sad to say today that with the billions that the South African Police Services gets every year from government since 1994, we are still faced with the same problem of a Central Firearm Registry that is dysfunctional and in constant decay. As I have said when I started here, if we are sick, you need to be assisted, you must tell the truth. Because we have people here with different skills that we need them to come forward and assist us on how to deal with some of the challenges that I happen to see. One of the reasons why I'm saying that, I once presided over this committee, and most of the findings that I came across are findings that I came across as early as 2008. Therefore, there is something that has been done, but I'm sorry to say that most of the things are not up to the standard. There are further planned amendments to some of the sections of the Firearms Control Act, which have already been sent to Cabinet for consideration. And the Cabinet was understandably very concerned with the state of readiness of the Central Firearm Registry to effectively implement the proposed amendments of the Act, as I have said before I started. I was then forced to undertake an inspection visit to the CFR on the 13th of March 2015. And what I saw, it is bluntly obvious that this CFR has not been a priority for a long time, General Story. Infrastructure is falling apart with its outdated IT system. There is a high vacancy rate. A lot of personnel were fired due to corruption, which was a good thing, but the problem is they were not replaced, most of them. And to the Central Firearm Registry, or the appeals board of the firearm is located in the same CFR building. And of course, there would be blaring of mandates and colliding, maybe let's say rubber stamping. The state of readiness is thus zero to implement some of the proposed parts of the legislation. I have made several recommendations after my visit to the CFR, some short-term and some long-term. The entire report of my visit is available. I need first to discuss it with the minister, after which then I will have to make it available to the police and the secretariat. However, I'm still waiting for the staff to send me their own intervention report that will tell the Ministry of Police how the department is planning to address all this highlighted in my report. Although I saw in their staff presentation of this morning that most of the issues that they've alluded to are the direct response to my findings. And I'm really happy to, as I have said, to hear that some of our delegates do agree with us on issues of the microdose and some of the areas. These are some of the critical recommendations that I have made to the Department of Police after my inspection or my visit to the CFR. Researchers of Parliament must do a research and do benchmarking studies to find out if the CFR should be a division on its own. Because if it's a division, I think there will be a serious intervention. This will, in the long term, address issues of infrastructure, human capacity, and management. The appeals board needs to be moved to the offices of the Civilian Secretariat of Police to ensure impartiality of the body. Introduce short-term contracts and internship programs to address the acute backlog in all types of licensing. Just to explain why I'm coming from when I talk about the introduction of the internship. Only Gauteng alone, per day, they are receiving more than 10,000 applications. Gauteng alone, followed by the Western Cape, then KZN. And the kind of people that we have, a program or in that unit, most of the work are being done manually. Therefore, I propose to them that maybe it would be easier for us for just a short term of intervention, Minister, for maybe 24 months, try to get help from outside in a way of internships, where we take these matriculants or be it tertiary students who are unemployed, and then train them on how to deal with that at that level, at the entry level. And then the staff that is trained on how to deal with this thing, you take 3 or 4 or 5 of them just to oversee that program. And then the others, you put them in an area which is critical. Because the 90 days that we have put ourselves to say that in order for you to get your firearm licensing and everything, it takes 90 days. It's not realistic under those conditions, unless you do something with regard to getting more human flesh to come and assist in that area. One of the areas is to maybe reconsider, because these things that I'm talking about, I sat with the actual people who are doing the work there, and then I asked them, what is it that we think that you can do in trying to assist you? So most of the issues that I'm trying to talk about are issues that I discussed with those clerks and junior police officers who are attached to the CFR. One area that came almost in each and every section that I visited, Minister, was maybe Parliament should reconsider the age limit of gun ownership from 21 years to 18 years. I know I was part of it when we decided when we decided on 21 years. There were some people whom we gave platform and then tell us, why do you want us to raise it from 18 to 21 years? And they told us the reasons. But the people now who are implementing this, they said that it's not workable. Hence, we are bringing back to Parliament. Parliament should deal with that and assist us accordingly. And also one of the areas that was raised as also one of the things that we needed to deal with was the link between the crime administration system and the CFR system to immediately detect unfit people who apply for gun licenses. When you apply for a gun license or when you renew, the process is the same. There is nothing that says you renew is going to be quickly, because you don't know what happened with your life during the 5 years when you had that license. Therefore, you must go through the same route. But the problem is there is a stage, and now they can't process your application because it needs to be sent somewhere in order for them then to wait for what is this lab now? Crime something lab. When it needs them to come back and tell them that no, this people is still okay. He or she can still possess his or her license. But that thing also takes long, because there is no system from the firearms registry. Maybe when you just press a button and then it goes that way. No. You'll have to wait for some days before. Sometimes wait for a month for that to come back to them in order for them to be able then to process your application. Hence, we are saying that then we need maybe to change that system and make sure that we come up with an IT that makes it easy for them when they just press the button, your ID, then it shows blah, 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 blah. So this person is still okay, this person is not okay, then they can, but unfortunately, when it comes to that stage, they will have to wait for another month or 3 weeks in some instances. Then I was told that because Gauteng has got such a huge volume of applications, there is a special arrangement that has been made between them and this other side that at least Gauteng don't keep them for more than 3 weeks. But it's unfair for other people from other provinces, especially my small province, the Free State. Yeah. And then I said, no, it can be. Let us try and correct our system at all. Yeah. One of the issues then is the enhancement of health and wellness of a police officer who lawfully carries and uses the gun as his tool of trade every day. I'm not going to get too much on this one because this one is a program on its own. You know that Minister has given me the responsibility of making sure that each and every police officer, out of that more than 200,000 police officers, are police officers who are in a good mental state, so that they can be in a position of being able to carry firearms. In conclusion, I would like to conclude by saying, Chairperson, that delegates who are here must forge real partnerships to achieve the goals of efficiently controlling the acquiring, dealing, and usage of guns in South Africa. I think one of the reasons why you have decided on this summit, it's not for our delegates to come and ask questions to us. It's for us to tell the delegates where the problem is so that they can assist us in trying and address some of those problems. I thank you very much.